Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer from English with Jennifer. Let's study basic grammar together. You can learn with my students, Flavia and Andreia. Stories are a fun way to learn new verbs and review old ones. Listen to a story that you may remember from a past lesson.
Busy Friday. How are you, Flavia?
Good, and you?
I'm pretty good, although it's hot today.
Yeah, it's very hot.
Very hot summer day. How have you been?
How have you been?
Yeah, there's another one. How are you? How have you been? And what happens? Oh, how have you been? But what you hear is how have you been? How have you been? This is another verb form. Present perfect, and we'll talk about at some point. But you will hear this.
Yeah.
You will hear this. There's so many ways to say hello, how are you, how are you doing, how have you been?
How have you been?
Yeah, so how have you been?
How have you been?
How have you been?
How have you been?
How have you been, Andreia?
How have you been?
You said okay. Good. Yeah, same answers. Pretty good. I'm okay. All right. Any of the usual answers are fine. Yeah. And why do I use this? Because we had a break, right? I went on vacation.
Yeah.
And we had to wait for class. So with 1 week, 2 weeks, there's more time. We had to wait. And so I asked, how have you been? I'm good. What's new? Now we could ask. Well, there are things that are new. First of all, you two changed places. Yeah. You changed places, and the furniture is different too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you change the furniture?
Yes.
Yes. So you changed places, you changed the furniture. What other change? What did I do? What did I change?
Your hair?
I changed my hair.
Oh.
You can change. You can talk about a haircut or a hairstyle. Either way, it doesn't matter. Either word. Haircut, hairstyle. Like you have a new haircut, you have a new hairstyle. Or you can say you changed your hair. You can use change. You changed your hair. We've been talking about the past tense. Get becomes what in the past?
Get?
Got. Okay. So you could also use got. You got a new haircut.
Got?
You got a new hairstyle.
You got?
Got. Past tense. Right? Oh, you got a new haircut. You got a new hairstyle. You changed your hair. You changed your hair. So lots of changes. Okay. The last time when we met, we told stories. Do you remember we made up stories? I told a story. You told a story about cake. You told a story about cats. Your cats. Yeah. And I told a story about John and Brittany.
Yes.
Do you remember my story? Kind of? Yes. Well, I'm going to read it one more time, and I want you to listen. Okay, listen. There was a man. His name was John. One day, he fell asleep. When he woke up, he knew 10 languages. Then he met a woman. Her name was Brittany. She knew 15 languages. They fell in love. They got married. Brittany taught John 5 languages. So they had a happy marriage. Let's remember the verbs. We have special verb forms with special forms, right? They become different in the past. Like be becomes was and were. Right? These are our irregular verbs. They have special forms. Fall becomes wake up. Woke up. Meet. Met. Get. Teach. Taught. And know. New. Okay. So these are the verbs that we need to tell the story. Okay. I'll put this here. If you really need help, you can look, but try not to look, okay? Let's work together and tell the story, okay? There was a man. His name was John. His name was John. Mm-hmm. One day, what happened? One day, John
Fell or fall?
fell
Asleep.
fell asleep. He fell asleep. When he
Woke up.
when he woke up, what happened?
He knew, I don't know, that language.
10 languages. He knew 10 languages. When he woke up, he knew 10 languages. Then
He met
a woman, her name
was Brittany.
was Brittany. Mm-hmm. What about Brittany?
Brittany knew
Mm-hmm.
15 languages.
15 languages. Mm-hmm. Then what happened?
They
Mm-hmm.
fell in love.
Yeah, they fell in love. Okay. And they
got married.
got married. And what did Brittany do?
She taught 5 languages.
She taught who? She taught John
5 languages.
5 languages. She taught John 5 languages. Something you can do is try to tell the story, right? Just for practice. Even if you change the words, it's okay. But it's good practice to tell the story. Okay? So this time, let's try telling the story again. I will help less. Okay? You tell one half, Flavia tells the other. Ready? I'll just help a little. There was a man.
He was John.
His name.
His name was John.
One day.
One day he fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And when he woke up,
Mm-hmm.
he knew
Mm-hmm.
10 languages.
Mm-hmm.
And
Then
he met a woman.
he met a woman. Her name.
Her name was Brittany.
She
knew 15 languages.
15 languages. Mm-hmm.
Yes. They fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
And they got married.
Mm-hmm.
Then
What did Brittany do?
she taught 5 languages.
Taught who?
She taught John 5 languages.
Great. She taught John 5 languages. Very good.
Yes.
Yes. So she taught John, or she taught him 5 languages. And they lived happily ever after. That's what we say in our stories, right? When there's a prince and a princess, they marry, they fall in love. They lived happily ever after. Happily. They were happy. They lived happily ever after. Good job.
I have a question.
Okay, what is it?
Can I use she taught 5 languages to him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have long structures, we have short structures. She taught 5 languages to him. It's more conversational, shorter, more natural. She taught him 5 languages. It's like I gave my cell phone to Andreia. I gave her my cell phone. We like to shorten. Give something to someone, give someone something. It's shorter, right? So she taught him 5 languages. She taught John 5 languages.
Do you want to try to tell the story about John and Brittany? Pause the video. Here are the verbs you can use to retell the story. Okay, time for more irregular verbs in the past and a new story.
Right? So first, let's review, and then we can do more stories. In the past, stand, stood. Do you know how to write stood? How do you write stood? How do you spell it? 2 O's? Stood. Okay. This one I think you know. Come becomes, yeah, already have it. Here becomes,
Here.
here,
Heard.
heard. Mm-hmm. And all you do is add a D. Add a D. Today I hear, now I hear. Yesterday I heard.
Heard.
Add a D.
Heard.
Heard. D. So H-E-A-R-D. Heard. Mm-hmm. Heard. Hear, heard. Good. Think becomes
Tinketon.
thought. Thought. And watch pronunciation. Thought.
Thought.
Good. Thought. And how do we spell it? T-H. Think. Thought. G-H-T.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Thought. So that's silent.
Mm-hmm.
Can becomes could. We know that one. See becomes saw. Already have that one. Have becomes had. Sing becomes
Sang.
sang. Forget. Forgot. Okay, good. Thank you. Let's listen to a new story. Okay. This one is about a woman named Sylvia. Okay. Sylvia worked in a restaurant. She worked long hours. She stood on her feet for a long time every day. One night she came home. She heard strange noises when she opened the door. She thought it could be wild animals or a burglar. Burglar. What do you think a burglar is?
Bird.
If not animals, maybe a person? A good person or a bad person? A burglar. Maybe it's a burglar. Bad. A burglar, that's bad. It's someone in your house. And someone came into your house and maybe they want to take things. It's bad.
Similar. Rock.
You have a similar word in Portuguese? Burglar.
I don't know.
Now you know. You don't want to know burglars. Burglars will go into your house, into your apartment secretly. Yeah.
And
They go through the window or through the door.
ooh.
Yeah, and they can take things.
Yeah.
Okay? Burglar. So think of BB. Burglar is bad. Burglar.
It's similar.
Robber. Yes, it could be a robber. Robber, burglar, could be either one. Robber, burglar. A burglar goes into a building. A robber could be even on a street. They can rob you, right? Or bank robber. Burglars into your home. So she thought it could be wild animals or a burglar. When Sylvia turned on the lights, she saw all her friends in the kitchen. They had a cake and balloons, and they sang happy birthday to her. Sylvia forgot it was her birthday that day. Yeah, that's my story. It's not true. It's a good story? Okay. All right, questions. Let's see. Why did Sylvia stand on her feet for a long time every day?
Where?
Why?
Why?
Why did she stand on her feet? Do you remember?
Because she was working.
Where?
In a restaurant.
In a restaurant. Okay, so she worked in a restaurant, and so what happened? Oops. Let's get that part. She
stood on her feet.
all day because she worked in a restaurant,
Okay.
right? So maybe she served customers, and she stood on her feet all day. What did she hear when she came home? What did she hear?
She heard.
Heard. Mm-hmm.
She heard a noise.
She heard a noise, strange noises. Mm-hmm. So she heard strange noises when she opened the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did she think about those noises? What did she think?
She thought she thought it could be
Mm-hmm.
wild
Wild animals or
burglar.
a burglar. It could be wild animals or a burglar. Mm-hmm. Who did she see in the kitchen? Who did she see?
Saw people.
Which people?
Friends.
No burglars. She saw friends
Saw friends.
in the kitchen. What did the friends have?
They had cake,
Mm-hmm,
balloon.
And balloon. They had a cake and balloons. Mm-hmm. What did they sing? What did they sing to Sylvia?
They sang happy birthday.
They sang happy birthday. So why was she surprised?
She forgot her birthday.
She forgot her birthday.
Yeah.
She forgot it was her birthday. Okay? So same thing you can do that we did with the other stories, you can do with this story. You retell. So you take the verbs and you can practice on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Have you ever forgotten? Like sometimes like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. As you get older, you forget.
Yeah.
It's your birthday today? Yeah. How old are you? I forget. Or I say, I forget. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn. Retell the story about Sylvia. Here are the verb phrases you need. They're in the present. Change them to the past. I'll note which verbs are irregular with a star. Work in a restaurant. Work long hours. Stand on her feet for a long time every day. Come home. Hear strange noises. Think it can be wild animals or a burglar. Turn on the lights. See all her friends. Have a cake and balloons. Sing happy birthday. Forget that it is her birthday. Now pause the video, use the list, and retell the story. That's all for now. Was the lesson useful? Please like and share this video. As always, thanks for watching and happy studies.
Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Check out my videos on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe.